Hi guys, I just wanted to take some time and chit chat with the caregivers that are in the relationship, the interabled relationship. And one of the things that Josh and I are just now figuring out, we're figuring out that as a caregiver, I need more sleep. I need more sleep than him. This man can go on 3 to 4 hours of sleep and be perfectly fine, but I need about 8 or 9 hours of sleep because I'm constantly being woke up and having to roll Josh over, take care of him, and then go back to sleep. So I need just a little bit more than he does. So one of the things that we figured out was that if we go to bed at an early time, about 8 o'clock every night, and we get up in the week, I'm waking up anywhere between 5 and 5:30 and getting Daniel to school by about 7:15. So that means that we need to go to bed about 8. Well, on the weekends, we can go usually about 11 p.m. We'll go to bed, and then we'll get up around probably 8 or 9 the next morning. So we're still getting that big cushion of a sleep, but we are adapting our schedules. You might be a couple that needs a nurse to come in during the night, watch over your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend at night, and they may have to be there to do that so that you can get the adequate amount of sleep that you need. And there's nothing wrong with that. You're not doing anything wrong. You're not fulfilling your commitments or fulfilling your life. You have to adjust to make your life fit what you as a couple needs. I've also come to find out that this is something that I, as a person, really struggle with. I'm a mom and a wife and a caretaker. And one of the biggest problems that I have is hygiene. Now, when I say hygiene, I mean more of a bath and shower. I have a hard time finding the time for me to take one. And that's not to say that I don't take one. I do. I just have a harder time scheduling it in. So that's something that I need to work on. And you might not be struggling in that area, and you might have that down to a T. And if you do, put in the comments what you do, because I'm really struggling with that, and I really wish that I did a lot better than I do. Something else that I figured out was that Josh and I really need breaks from each other. And when I say breaks, I don't mean we need a 3-week long vacation away from each other. We don't need a weekend away from each other. We just need time to spend apart. And a lot of what I do is I go and get groceries on the weekend. I run all my errands on the weekend, usually on Saturdays. And so I will use that hour and a half to be gone and not stress about anything that's going on at home, because I know that Josh is okay because Daniel's at home with Josh. So there's nothing wrong with me going and needing that little time away. And it might be that it's not picking up groceries and doing errands for you, but it might mean that you go and stop at Starbucks and you get yourself a drink and you go and do a little bit of driving, maybe 15-minute driving total, and you're back home. But that time away not only helps you, but it helps your spouse or your boyfriend or your girlfriend. It helps them to be able to do their own thing for just a little bit of time. And the last thing that I have figured out, and I may not have it down pat, but is I have something that makes me happy, doing something that brings me joy, finding that one little niche that brings you joy. And what I do is I make my son's lunch. Every single day I make his lunch. He's 16 years old and I'm still making him a lunch. I make him a lunch and I take a picture of it and I have it in an album. And that brings me joy because I know that my son is enjoying his lunch at school and he's not having to stress over what he's going to eat, how much time he's going to have to eat it, is he going to be able to get his lunch in the little time that they give them at school. Now that might mean for you, you have to go and find a hobby, whether it's knitting or coloring or painting or crocheting or even scrapbooking. I like to scrapbook, but that's not my greatest joy. But whatever it is, whatever you can find to do that brings you joy, that gives you a little time apart at home where you can still be there to help your loved one, then do it. Whatever it takes, just do it. So I hope you've enjoyed our little conversation. I know it's a little shorter. It's weird just me being on the camera, but I thought I would talk just a little bit and hope that you found something insightful, something that might help you. Maybe you have some tips for me. So I'm gonna buzz off with that. Bye.